Welcome back. I'm sitting across from a 90s girl power icon, Lucy Lawless, star of the new series My Life is Murder, and who will always be Xena, Warrior Princess. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I want to talk about this new series first. In My Life is Murder, you play a detective who comes out of retirement to solve murder cases. So what appealed to you about this role?
Well, I'm a mad crime buff. In fact, I even go and sit in court cases when I find myself unemployed.
As I saw
murder trials, and I love it. I even went down to the Epstein bail hearing the other day.
Yeah, well, tell me a little bit about that. Like, how did you end up at that bail hearing? Was it just that you wanted to go check out?
Anybody can go to any. The justice system has to be transparent, and and that means the public really should show up to make sure that everything is seen and is kosher and on the level. And they make equal provision for press and public. It seemed like 10 press through 10 public. So it's kind of it's a way of keeping the world honest.
Did you just want to go to that hearing as just because you've been thinking about this character a lot, or did you do a lot of that kind of stuff to prep to play this character?
No, I'm a courtroom ghoul. But I do love justice. I love the idea of justice, and what My Life is Murder is about. It just gives you this lovely the verisimilitude of justice, because we're hungry for that these days. We feel, it's pretty grim on the news, and just give you a moment to recharge your batteries in a beautiful environment with lovely, gorgeous human beings who you want to hang out with. It's kind of like Cheers, but for the murderers.
For murderers.
Yeah, cheers for murderers. Yeah, so... yeah, it's a place for you can go and just have a little bit of fun. It's kind of good, stupid fun, and solve a crime.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Well, you're not just on camera; you're also the executive producer.
Yeah.
Do you have any other desire to do any writing or be, behind the camera in other ways, directing or anything like that?
I've never had any urge to direct. Had tons of opportunities, and it's just not. It's not what I want. I feel like that job deserves to go to somebody who is so hungry to do it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I could do it, but I'd just be a dilettante. I'd just be messing around. And, yeah, so no, I'm just not attracted to that. I love that the buck stops with me as an actor. Yeah. And when the camera's on, you're unstoppable. Yeah. Anything you do, it stops with you. It's exciting. I live for those moments that the camera's going.
Well, I mean, you don't only live for those moments. You have a really, really dedicated base of fans.
Bless them.
Yes, and actually, in advance of you coming on the show, I tweeted out and
I retweeted
you. I know you did. It was wonderful. And I learned they call themselves Xenites. And why do you think that Xena has just been so enduring that you have all of these really devoted fans even still?
Well, apart from the fact that the show was about universal themes of love and courage and fear and justice and these things. So it related, everybody around the world could relate to it. You didn't have to understand the American jury system, like LA law or whatever was going on at that time. Apart from that, it gave people sort of messages of self-empowerment. And a lot of people took those messages out of the show and made some incredibly positive change in their own lives, for which they seem to credit the show and me, even though the magic was totally in them. They did it, and but I'm very happy to be associated with positive change.
Well, we got one question from a fan named Adam who was wondering, are you planning anything for the 25th Xena anniversary in 2020?
Yes, I am determined to be there with Renee and all the people that... Tim Omundson, who played Eli, he was kind of like the Jesus-type character in the show, is planning to come. We're going to do something special. I don't know what it is, but yeah, we're going to do some little extra act thing. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Renee, and you did a live reading of fanfic where Gabrielle and Xena get married, right? How do you feel about being such a queer icon? People have put so much on their relationship.
I'm fine. I'm delighted. Again, it's about positive change and self-empowerment. So if it makes people feel seen, I think that's what happened with the gay community. They felt seen, especially for lesbians. Everybody needs to see themselves on screen. That's why it's very good that we have far more, diverse ethnicities being represented, because that is our world. You look out on the streets of New York or Melbourne, where I shot My Life is Murder, it's really diverse and everybody's getting on great for the most part. So, we watch the news and it's kind of terrifying about, I've just got off topic, didn't I, darling?
Please, go with it.
The truth is, on the street, we are all communing beautifully together, and people want to see themselves reflected on screen. Otherwise, they feel ignored, less than, and devalued.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy for society. So I'm delighted to have been part of something that empowered the gay community, and I've always thanked them so much for making the show cool first.
I want to get to
New York.
Yeah, and I want to get to another tweet from a fan. Zach wanted to know, is there a role you turned down that you later regretted, or a role you ever wish you'd been offered?
Oh, well, I mean, there could be so many that I wish I'd been offered, but I can't think of them right now. I'm a little bit like the goldfish. I have a 15-second memory behind me and 15 in front. I'm just having a great time. Roles that I've turned down, no, I don't know.
You don't have any, no regrets about anything.
No.
Well, one of the things, you did start to talk a little bit about the news and kind of the state of affairs, and you're also active in environmental issues. So why has it been important for you to get involved in these kinds of issues and social movements?
Because specifically it's climate change that I'm involved in the fight against. Because I want my children and your children and people whose kids will never meet to be safe, and they deserve that. If they're brought into the world, we should not be degrading their future. It is a matter of justice, and I really am I feel very brutally disappointed in my generation for not stepping up, for saying, oh, the kids will fix it. How dare we as parents abrogate our responsibility to protect our kids? So if anything brings out the warrior in me, it is that, and I try to keep my causes quite tidy, because otherwise you're just a jack of all trades, So it's about just honouring the life in all life on the planet. We all rise together. Yeah.
Well, I think that is a lovely note to end our conversation on. Thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and My Life is Murder makes its U.S. premiere Monday, August 5th on the streaming service Acorn TV. And up next, Zach is talking about the Big Little Lies season finale. So I am getting out of the studio. I want no spoilers here.